Greetings and salutations, divine feminine, my God sisters. Thank you for tuning in to another sacred empowerment of the divine feminine. Look, in this session, the mother spoke to our hearts expressly that this transformation that we are going through, this time of healing that we are experiencing, may not always feel good, but it is definitely good for us. Okay, on the other side of this, we will win. Thank you for tuning in. Where we are more than a channel, we are a sisterhood. Please tune into the whole video as you receive this sacred empowerment from the mother, the all, the source herself. All right, I am YaYa, the spiritual doula. I'll see you on the other side of the video. Okay, peace. What's good, family? What's good? My sisters, what's good? The mother's daughters ITV is playing on your phone, on your television, on your whatever you watching on right now. Thank you for tuning in, man. How y'all been? How y'all been? I'm so happy to be doing a video for y'all right now. Look, listen, if you are just now tuning in to Mother's Daughters ITV, this is Sacred Empowerments of the Divine Feminine. We are not your normal tarot that you will often see, okay, flooded on your YouTube channel. We go deep over here. If you don't want to go deep, if you don't want to go deep, then I advise you probably go find one of them other ones. That's my only advice that I have for you, okay? But over here, we focus on the spirit. We focus on our spirit, our mental, our emotional, our physical, whatever's going on with us that has to do with our evolution, because evolution is the goal, ain't it? Ain't it? Evolving is the goal, right? So here we use the tarot, okay? I use tarot, I use oracle. That is my tool of choice. So thank you for tuning in. If you're new, I would ask you to go ahead and hit the like button, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and go ahead and hit that good notification bell. You know what I'm saying? So you'll be notified. Also, for my returning visitors, thank you for returning, okay, and watching us again. And I hope that the mother has something to say today that will empower all of us, encourage, uplift, strengthen all of us, okay, including myself, because I have no idea what she about to say. I have no idea what she about to say. All right, I'm just a mouthpiece. A lot of times I be talking in the spirit and I be hitting, it be hitting me. So if you hit me, do the, oh my God, if you hit me, like react. I'm reacting in real time with you as she is speaking expressively through me and through my tool of choice, which is my good tarot cards and my good oracle cards. Also, take the time when you get done watching this video, go and tap into the other videos we have. We have a whole playlist of sacred empowerment sessions that are there for your disposal, there for you to use as tools to sharpen you and let you know what the source, the life giver, the all, the mother is saying to her divine feminine specifically. Okay, this channel I only read for divine feminines on this particular playlist. Okay, we have other playlists that you can also go and check out. Those links will be in the bottom of the description as well. You'll be able to click on the tags that will be coming into the video as well. We have a prayer playlist where we get up every morning, me, spirit, and the ancestors, and we have a conversation with the mother, okay? So those guided prayers, those guided meditations are there for your disposal. So please take a moment to tap into those as well. And we got so much more coming. We got so much more coming. So you definitely want to stay tapped in with us. We are not just a channel. This is my slogan. All right? Just hear me out. We are not just a channel. We are a sisterhood. Okay, so please tap in with us. If you're new, if you're returning, leave your comments. Let me know how the readings register with you, how they resonate with you. Okay, I'd love to hear your comments. I love to see you respond and talk back with your girl. You can also email me if you want to have a little more in-depth conversation about some things. Okay, the email will also be in the description. Likewise, if you feel led by your ancestors and led by the goodness of your heart to leave a donation or give an offering, a monetary energy, you will also see the Cash App link in the bottom of the description to support the channel so we can continue to bring you what you need while you evolving. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get into the read, y'all. I'm going to give you a little swig, a little something, something. Give me a little swig real quick. And we're going to jump right off into the read. I ain't going to hold you long. Ain't that what you say in church? And then they be preaching for another 35 minutes. I ain't going to hold you long. Be a whole another hour before they get done preaching. These readings tend to be a little long because, like I said, we do go deeper. So please take the time, go through the whole video, listen to the whole video. You never know what you might hear once we get into the meat of this thing, all right? That you need to hear. A message you need to hear. Just to uplift you, just to empower you, whatever it may be, okay? Let's jump in. Mother, what will you have to say to your daughters, God, the daughters today? What are you going to say to us? What do we need to hear? We ask that you speak expressly. Allow the cards to be your mouthpiece and give my ear intuitive clarity to hear what you have to say to us today, all right? Ashe, ashe, ashe. Remove all negative energies, anything that will block this reading, that will come against our growth and our evolution. We're grateful for your presence right now. All right, let's see what the mother has to say, y'all. Let's see what's going on. It's been a couple of days since I did a reading, so took some downtime, rejuvenated, recharged, did what I had to do, you know what I'm saying, move a few energies and whatnot. And so we're ready to get going. All right. All right. We got rage. We got rage on the board. Rage. Y'all upset about something? Because, see, rage came out the last reading. I believe. It was not the last reading. It was the one before that one. You need to go check that one out. You go check that one out, all right? Go check them all out. What else? We got pride and confusion. Divine feminines, these energies are coming out again. We have got to make sure we are evolving, that we are killing our ego and our pride, that we are slaying that thing, not out of anger and all that other good stuff, but out of appreciation for what it has done. You go ahead and embrace what it has done and you release it. All right? It protected you. It protected you. It did its job. Okay, don't be confused about that. There's some confusion and transformation. And transformation with justice on the bottom of the deck. All right. So what's going on? We've been going through a transformation. This season, I feel like this particular cycle for a lot of divine feminines is a cycle of transformation. And the thing about transformation, like for instance, and I always think about this, when a butterfly, when a caterpillar goes into its cocoon to become a butterfly, does it hurt? Because it literally goes into a molten state. It literally dies. I mean, everything that makes it a caterpillar has to die, right? And sometimes death and transformation can be painful. It can be painful. It's not always the most pleasant experience, right? I mean, think about how many times you've had to go through a cycle of change, and it usually comes with some sort of a tower moment, with some sort of it's sudden and abrupt, and it doesn't feel good. You know what I'm saying? But this is something we have to do. We have to stay focused on our transformation. You hear me? Like, you cannot be angry and in your ego when you are in transformation, because it breeds confusion. Someone is confused that is listening to me about what it is you're going through. You are looking at what you're going through the perspective of it hurts. I'm heartbroken. I'm traumatized. I don't like it. You're wallowing, okay? But how else do you expect to get your wings? Right? Unless you shed the things that are keeping you from developing said wings. How else do you expect? Shedding doesn't feel good. It's like, you ever see when those animals like deers and I don't think cows do it. They've been so domesticated and genetically modified. I don't think they do it. But like wild deers and wild buffalo and who else do it? Snakes do it. You understand? When they get to the point where they are shedding, it just looks like it itches. It looks like it hurts. It looks like it looks like the reason why they're rubbing up against the first tree they can find is because it's irritating them, and they need to bring in a new coat, a new body, a new something. So they rub up against trees and they rub up against rocks and stones. They do it to get the old off so the new can grow in. It doesn't look like it feels good when they do it. It just don't. I can imagine that the old body is holding them down and growth is happening. And so there's something restricting them. Spirit is saying that which is restricting you is being shed and it doesn't feel good. It's irritating. It's itchy. It's holding you. But there's something you're transforming into that is begging to come forth. And in order for that to come forth, yes, you do have to cut away the old. You do have to cut away those wounds. You do have to rip off bandages. You do. The places where you have just been nursing and nursing and nursing and securing yourself. When healing happens, healing is not pacifying. Healing is violent. If any of you have ever had cesareans or surgeries of any sort, healing hurts. When the body is healing, it doesn't feel good. Okay? It's not supposed to feel good. That's just the way it's designed. So the bitterness that you possibly are wrestling with, toiling with, the anger that you're possibly wrestling with and facing about what has transpired in your life in the last 2 to 3 months, 6 months, 7 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, however long you've been in the process of doing healing work. I heard Spirit tell me the other day when I was talking to her about some things that I'm going through, that I'm processing through. And I keep hearing her tell me, just a little while longer. Just a little while longer. Just a little while longer. She's telling someone that's listening to me, it's just a little while longer. If you can stay focused, if you can go through this with some semblance of joy, of patience, okay? It's just a little while longer. And your transformation, that you might not even see how that transformation is going to come about. You don't know what you're going to become. Some of you do. And you've been taking the necessary steps to kill the ego. Maybe you didn't think it was going to take as long as, maybe you didn't think that ego ran as deep as it did. Ooh, maybe you thought it was gonna be a quick little, I'm gonna meditate for 2 weeks and it's gonna be gone, and then that thing popped back up. Maybe you did the first round of shadow work and you thought you was good, and that thing popped back up. That happened to me. I did a round of shadow work dealing with some childhood traumas, and I thought I was straight until one day it popped back up, and then it popped back up again in another way. Alchemy is a process. It's a science. It's complicated. It's complex. It's not enough to just cry it out and have a cry session and be laying on the floor. You also got to get up off the floor and then go into a peaceful meditation and monitor that thing and think about it. You also got to go have a conversation with your child self. You might also have to go to the one who perpetrated the offense against you and get some straightening with that. You might also have to fast. You might also have to increase your prayers. You might also have to do a little protection work. You understand? It's not just one lane. It's a culmination of things, and this is what makes us so skilled, and this is what causes us to move into the mastery of self, because we know the multiple things we have at our disposal to move these energies that no longer serve us. It's not just one thing. Don't let nobody on them TikToks and on them good social medias tell you that if you just put a little salt in your shoe, you'll be good. Because that's the kind of foolishness that they'll tell you. Spell work is not the end all be all. And the greatest spell you can work is within you. The greatest manipulation and manifestation and affirmation and whatever mation you want to use, the greatest you need to focus on is the within you, the inner power. All of those tools that we use during our time of manifesting, when we're lighting candles and we're making our intentions known, and we're doing moon spells and all this, harnessing the power of the sun and grounding and all of that. All of that works very, very well when you have started within. Have you balanced the elements that make up you? That make up you? Have you balanced the air energy that makes up your thoughts, your words? Have you balanced the fire that makes up your passion, your desires, right? And so on and so forth. That's the first, but you let the world tell you, you just sprinkle a little of this and you just put a little black pepper before in front of your door and a little cayenne on your windowsill and everything gonna be fine. You're gonna be in a spicy house weeping and crying and wonder why it's still not going your way. Because you're frustrated with the process of transformation and you're confused about how to get there. That's what this channel is for us to come together and pull from each other and support each other and give and take. Okay? Let's get some clarifications out here. I'm using another deck today that I don't often use, but I'm going to use it. I asked the Spirit to speak expressively through me. Clarify rage for us, Mother. What are you telling us about rage? Don't be upset with the process. You see, the Mother is not just all nurturing now. She got a whole lot of different energies that come to her. So I'm going to tell you now, as God the daughter, you need to get to know your mama. Because just like I'm sure many of you had mothers who would spend money on you, make sure you're fed, make sure you had clothes, a good roof over your head, she love on you, kiss your boo-boos. She also tell that behind her. When she sees something that going on with you that ain't in a line with order, she also give you that good lecture. She also sit you in a corner, tell you don't come out till I say so. Okay, so this is the Mother. But what we can be rest assured, this is not fear and trembling. The reverence we have for her is out of love. There's no fear and trembling, but we do understand that her correction is love. All right? Clarify rage. You got the reverse Ace of Wands. Yeah, it's a reverse. You're not in harmony. You're not harmonizing with the process, and that's what's causing the frustration, the irritation. Okay? Some of you are looking for things to just kind of work right now for you the way you want. But the vision you have and the goals you have for yourself are going to require just a little bit more effort, a little bit more shedding. Okay? So if we're not in harmony with the process, if we're not in the harmony with the process of transformation, this is what causes us to get angry. This is what causes us to get bitter and jaded. And ain't nothing worse than a bitter, jaded, ain't fucking with nobody woman. I'm just saying. I'm a woman, so you ain't got to hide from me. I'm telling you now, ain't nothing worse on this planet than a woman who is not in harmony and she's upset. Okay? But this transformation is not something you need to be upset over. The individuals who did you or committed offense against you, that offense was necessary for you to see them for who they were and see that relationship was no longer serving you. That job that you was on, that you dreaded to go to, that they ain't do nothing but gossip and backbite and hold you down, that they eventually fired you because they didn't like you or somebody conjured up some false allegations of you not, whatever it was. That job needed to be let go. Matter of fact, I'm hearing the spirit tell me that many of you have lost jobs in this particular cycle of transformation that you already had wanted to walk off of. You already wanted something different. And they knew that if they didn't just rip it from you, you would not let it go because you were stuck in a cycle of the matrix and paying for bills and got to do this and got to do that. But there's more to you and for you and available to you than just participating in a Monopoly game. Real live Monopoly game. You are divine feminine. There's more to you than just playing the game that they put before us to play. And you were already picking that up in your spirit. And you was already desiring something different. But you just hadn't found the courage to make the move. And then boom, you go to work and you get fired. Or the business closes. Or the business loses the contract. Something changes. And here you are. Okay? They're going to take, who is there? Who is they? Your spirit team. This is what we got to stop, painting the spirit team like all they do is protection and stuff. And that's a big part of what they do. But the biggest part of what they do is guide in and out of things. Not just because they concerned about how good you feel about it, because they really don't give a they really don't. They're after you evolving. They're trying to give you something greater than what your naked eye can see. These two eyes can't see what you are becoming. This is why we have to go within. We have to be able to see ourselves in our higher vibrations. Even when we are going through shadow, we have to see ourselves in that, because that's what they're going to do, is bring you to your higher self. They must let go of things, get you to let go of things that no longer serve you, that continue to feed the lower side of you. So we cannot be out of harmony. Okay? We don't want to be out of harmony during this season because it confuses the transformation. It holds us up. If it's time to let it go, let it go. Let it go. Yeah, it hurt. It sucked. And what else? Is you dead? He walked off. She walked off. Is you dead? Clarify the pride. What's going on with pride? And we got confusion back out here and a reverse universe. This is why this reading is happening again with these same cards that showed up in other readings, because this is important for somebody who's listening to this. It's an important message, because you're holding up your transformation. Your pride is causing you not to complete this cycle. Your pride is causing you not to complete this part of your process to transformation. It's actually taking you longer because you haven't slayed the ego yet. You're still walking around grumbling and complaining. You're still gossiping about what they did and who they did and how they did it. You're still watching tarot readers who don't want to do nothing but talk about karmics and who coming back and who left and who did that and this and that and that and that and that. You're still feeding the lower side of you. Instead of just embracing that rejection is protection. We're still feeding the traumatic side. So we have a reverse world. Something is not complete. And what's holding that up is the confusion that your ego has you in. See, this is going to be another reading of correction and empowerment. Okay? Some of you are slap dab in the middle of alchemizing the ego. Don't let your mind convince you that you should be done with this yet. You got to stay there for as long as it takes. Because some people's traumas run really, 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 really deep. Really deep. Some of us have been hurt by people we love, people who were supposed to nurture us as children, as adults. We have been hurt in ways that's almost unspeakable. You can't even put words to it. Heartbroken. Heartbroken and disappointed. And you're trying to alchemize that. You're in that process, but it's not over yet. So don't let your mind make you feel like, oh my God, when is this gonna ever be? That's the ego trying to get you to run out of it because the ego don't like to die. I'm just the ego is a strong energy and it does not like to be crucified. It doesn't. Okay. So for however many hours you need to meditate, for however many days you need to isolate, for however many days you need to fast, for however many days you need to, put yourself in a place where you're just in a creative space and you're doing things that you enjoy doing. You know what I'm saying? Self-care, self-love. However long that part of the process lasts, just let it last. Let it stay there. Don't move. You don't have to move. Nobody's rushing you. Okay? I mean, when you have a wound, a deep wound, and you have to go get stitches and stuff, you can't rush healing for certain. When the deeper the wound runs, the deeper. And you get a little boo-boo, a little cut, you put a little bandage on and it's done in about a week or so. It got a little scab on it, it's fine. But you go up there to that hospital and they have to cut you open and stitch you back together. You got a little while. I mean, even after they take the bandage out and the stitches disappear, you still feel a little thing, a little jolt, like, ooh, that's tender. It's still healing. It could be months. So nobody is putting a time limit on your healing. And nobody can. For one, it's an ongoing process. But we go through seasons. And we go through healing certain things at certain times. So whatever it is the spirit has you focusing on right now, nobody's rushing you. Okay? Let's get confusion. Mother, what is this confusion? We got confusion twice on the board. So there's somebody that's confused about what they're going through. You think that it's just hell and high water. And it is. But it's for the purpose of something. And that transformation is what is needed. We got a reverse devil and a priestess. Got the priestess out here and the reverse devil. Yeah, see, you're a high priestess and you might be confused about what's going on. But you're releasing these limiting beliefs that have you and held you. This limit to your creativity, this limit, regurgitating other people's words to you, telling you can't do it, you shouldn't do it, it ain't gonna work. You're releasing everything, all of the toxicities that are keeping you from stepping into this higher vibration of a priestess. You need not to be confused about who you are. And the shedding that you are doing is to bring you into the clarity of the power that is within you, so you can then begin to function in your reality at every moment as a priestess. As a priestess who understands, like I said before, the natural elements that make her her. Your thoughts that make you you. Your love that makes you you. Your sexuality that makes you you. Your light that makes you you, and your darkness that makes you you. Okay? So we're releasing those things, and we just got to understand. We're also releasing the hold that mass culture and mass societal ways of thinking and societal structures and norms and morals and all of that shoulda, woulda, coulda, don't touch, don't taste, don't handle. See, a priestess is different. Make no mistake, you are not the same. Okay, you're not the same. And it is not everybody's portion in this lifetime to reach the realm of priestess. They may have to do another lifetime, maybe 3 more lifetimes from now. But this channel and I and me and you are having a conversation amongst those who are moving to the realm of high priestess. And this is not just a this term high priestess, or this concept of high priestess, is not just about, oh well, I do a little roots, or I do a little voodoo, or I yield to humanity's spiritual gifts and tools. This is a frequency that you leave here with. This is it's like being in high school to get your diploma. Right? We leave here with this ranking. It's earned here, but it's earned here for the benefit of the next frequency. This is why it's important to understand that you are evolving, not just in how you function in your everyday reality, but you are evolving for the benefit of where you are moving to as an eternal being. Okay? As a spirit. So we have to go through these sheddings. We have to learn how to alchemize the space we're in and the mind and how we perceive this reality and our space in this reality. Not just for the benefit of now, but for the benefit of then. When we have shed the body, okay, and we no longer have the body as a limit, as a boundary. So we are learning how to do that. We are learning how to vibrate there while still in the body. Because if you can't overcome the limit of the body and the physical realm while you are still in it, then you will be back. Because you're not finna transition and go learn it. No, you have to learn how to get out of the limitations of the physical realm while you're still in it. So in other words, we die before we die. Okay? We shed before we've actually shed it completely. We learn how to release this limitation before it actually falls off completely. This is what we're doing. You become the high priestess while you're yet here. So when you do transition out of your physical body, you are able to vibrate at that higher frequency, and you don't have to come back and do it over again. That's the point. So we can't be wallowing and be confused about what we're doing here. All right? Transformation. We have the sun in reverse. Give me one more. setback. Yes. We have the five of worlds. Transformation. Someone that's listening to this video, your ego is holding you back, dear heart. Your ego and your pride, because you don't want to give up those things, that person, this, whatever it is. And you hear spirit telling you to let it go. But you feel like it's going to hurt your heart too much to do that. Okay. Well, stay there. Stay there. But if you're going to make the decision to stay in it, stay with it, keep doing it, you really need to count up the cost. And I'm going to just straight tell you, your evolution is not what you want to sacrifice. That little bitty piece of pleasure, that little bitty piece of pride that you feel because you have that, it pales in comparison to the power, the active operative power that awaits you if you just let go of it. The mother is calling us to mature, because with this reverse sun, this is like a little immaturity. You're being a little babyfied. And she all lovey-dovey, and she gonna love on us, but she not gonna keep loving on us in things that she already told us the answers to. And we keep going back to foolishness. She's not gonna keep loving you on that. She's not gonna keep nurturing, comforting, and all that good stuff, and all that rubbing you on top of your head and rubbing your back and making sure that her daughter's good when you basically being hard-headed. Hard head make a soft ass. So if your situation has led into confusion, that is the result of not moving the way she has given you to intuitively know that you need to move. You're not moving intuitively in the way you need to. So there's a setback. It's right here on the board. I'm making this up. I'm not scolding you. Please don't. I'm just the message. I love you. You know, you my girls. Yeah, I'm not with you tough. But if we love each other, we have to. This is what we got to do. See, this is why my channel not for everybody. So if you're here and you have made it to this far in the reading, you serious about your stuff. Okay. This is not. But we have to do this. We have to deal with this shadow side. How else? Or we'll never see the sun. We'll never see the light if we don't deal with this shadow side. Somebody's shadow side is still having too much influence. So you might need to, got a little time on your job where you could take a week or so off. You ain't got to go all the way to the Bahamas and stuff. That's not even what you need to do it for. You need to do it so you can go on a good sacred fast, sit down somewhere, and work out your soul salvation and alchemize this. But pride is the thing. Pride, your ego, is the block right now. You don't want to admit that, maybe people were right when they told you that he wasn't good for you. And now he's showing his ass. And so you just gonna hold on to a nigga that's gonna show his ass, and he's not treating you like the divinity you are, partly because you're not showing up like the divinity you are. Because if you was, you'd have already sat him on the curb. And if he was ever gonna treat you right, he's gonna have to learn how to. And you're supposed to be the one to issue that lesson. But you're not. To save face, you're grinning and bearing a whole bunch of stuff that you shouldn't even be grinning and bearing. Not as no whole high priestess sitting out here. Not as no whole high priestess. Grin and bear what? What you talking about? What you say? What are you talking about? I don't even know I don't even know how to say that. Grin and bear. No, no, not gonna be able to do it. Not for you. Not for you. Not for you. And not for my ego. Right? So we have to deal with these shadow sides, and we have to alchemize this energy because we are transforming. But if we don't deal with this, it will hold us back. Like I said in a previous reading, that you could go to the playlist, Sacred Empowerment, Divine Feminine, see it there. Right? The issue we often have is not with the people around us. It's with ourselves because we tolerate too much. We nurturing people who don't even want us. Don't even want us to be nurturing. Don't want our love, don't want our comfort, don't want our support. And you yet trying to pour into someone. It could be anybody. It could be a grown adult child. And it's okay that they don't want it. You can't force people to accept the goodness of you. And if you understood the value of said goodness, you wouldn't even try because that diminishes it. Once I gotta force you, that 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 diminishes it. And I learned that the hard way. Okay? So we have to let go when we're supposed to let go of what we're supposed to let go of. Let's get a quick confirmation from the African goddess rising deck. I don't know if I'm going to pull anything else. I feel led right now, but we're going to end this reading with this. See what the African goddesses have to say. We have brazen and we have pleasure. Seasons. Okay? We have brazen, pleasure, and seasons. You need to be bold. Really, really bold right now. Okay? And find pleasure in this season. This season of transformation, though it does not feel good, you need to find a way to make to feel good about it. And it has to do a lot with our perspective. The perspective of what we are experiencing. You as a divine, okay, you set the energy of how that's going to feel. You don't have to look at the things that you are losing, have lost, the people, the situations, the money, the whatever. You don't have to look at it as a loss. In the sense that it doesn't have to be something you dread, something you're bitter about, something you're enraged about. You actually can find pleasure because you know that on the other side of loss is greater gain. You understand duality. You understand that what goes up must come down and what goes down must go up. You're in a season of having to shed. Okay? Take pleasure. Boldly take pleasure in that. Because what's going to be given, you will have the capacity to hold. Because growth, expansion, certain blessings we want, we don't yet have the capacity to hold. We are growing the capacity to hold that blessing. You must be honest, boldly honest with yourself. I want a beautiful partnership relationship, but there are some things I know I still must alchemize and shed so that I can hold that and not drop it this time and not screw it up and not pick the wrong person. And like I'm still shedding. I want to be able to make X amount of money, but I still need to shed financial irresponsibility. I need to better understand the energy of money, the energy of substance and material gain, right? I need to get out of the robbing Peter to pay Paul. I need to learn how to vibrate abundantly no matter how much money I actually tangibly have. These are the truths that we have to sit with. We want the mother to give, to give. We do the manifestation work, and then we get upset when it's not coming or not coming fast enough. But what we need to understand is that we are in a much deeper season that has to do with transformation. It has to do with you changing on the inside so that your outer world can actually be what you want to see, and you can better go through the seasons without the griping, the complaining, because you are rooted and grounded in your energies, because you have mastered as a high priest those energies. This is what the shedding and the transformation is for. She wants us to find pleasure in the seasons we are in, understanding that in our growth, in our maturity, we will have the capacity to hold way more than we ever could imagine. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Right? An overflow. So we really need to hear what she is saying. We need to turn a deaf ear to anything that is coming across our ear gate that doesn't support where we are right now. Ask the mother to lead you to other sources of information that actually will help you, not just continue to tickle the lower side of you. All right? She'll do it. I'm a witness. She'll do it. She will lead you to other resources that support and will help you develop those wings. Not just sitting up feeding the old that you're moving out of. You don't want to be set back. You don't want to be held back. Okay? Well, my sisters, this has been our reading for the day. Thank you for tuning in. Please take the time to like, subscribe, share. You have other women, those who are on their process of balancing their divine feminine energy, stepping into their divine feminine energy. Share the channel, okay? Share this reading. Also hit the notification bell so you'll know when I return, for us to have another beautiful empowerment session with each other. Do not forget to comment if you have something you want to say, something you want to contribute. Please comment. I love to hear from you. Again, thank you to all of you who are new to the platform. And we are more than just a channel over here. We're a sisterhood, so don't come over here with that. Don't come over here with that discord and all that foolishness we can sometimes be in, okay? We're supporting, we're loving each other, we're walking with each other as we evolve, as we grow, recognizing that yes, we are individuals, but we also still need each other as a collective, all right? I love you guys. I hope you have a beautiful weekend, a beautiful day, and I will see you again, all right? Peace.